Chandra.
Hey, Chandra, it's Chris. How are you?
Hey, good, Chris. How are you?
Good, good. Give me a second. My headset is giving me an issue.
Yep.
I'm gonna just reconnect it here real quick.
All right, how's that? Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better. Yep.
Oh, perfect, perfect. Awesome. You getting ready for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, trying to prepping today. So, yeah, how about you?
Yeah, it's been kind of a whirlwind. We've had my mother is in town. She's been in town for the last week and a half and we'll be here for I think till Monday or Tuesday. And then my dad and his girlfriend were in town last week. They left yesterday. And then
Oh, wow.
my daughter turns 2 on the 8th, so we did a birthday party this past Saturday, which was the freaking cutest thing ever.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah. And then we have to gear up to get on a flight to go all the way from San Diego to Georgia on, I think, the
Oh,
3rd. And so we'll be there for like 2 weeks visiting my in-laws.
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot going on. And you just moved into a house, right? Like a couple of weeks.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, about a month ago.
I thought
Yeah.
I had a lot going on. I'm not going to complain.
Hey, it's funny, man. Like just y- we all tend to like we're in our own, world in our own bubble and like, it's easy to get kind of drowned by our own stuff,
Right.
until you read something or you see something or you hear something about somebody else's stuff that's
Yes.
going on and then it really puts it into perspective.
Puts it in perspective. That's right.
Yeah, so but we need that from time to time, just it's
That's
so
right.
easy to get trapped in your own stuff.
Yeah, so true.
So, but yeah, how's the search coming along? I know the one fell through and
Yeah, I thought I was done with looking and was all set, and then there's some crooks out here.
oh,
I'm sure.
really?
I'm sure. Well, it's just I just felt they were just some scammers, I guess, just trying to pull one over. But I guess it's better that I found out before I signed a contract. So
Yeah, definitely,
I
definitely.
yeah, kind of back at the drawing board right now. Just been a little slammed this week with a short week and with work, but my busy season is wrapping up, so that's good. So hopefully
Yeah.
the next couple days I'll get back at it and start looking. And so I don't really know right now. I don't have any place yet.
Okay.
So
Yeah, no worries. When is your guys' mortgage payment due? Is it the 16th, I
the
think?
15th, the
15th.
15th. Yep, yep.
Okay, got it. And do you know what the total amount is for that payment?
I don't know exactly. I thought it was around 3,400.
Got it.
But it yeah, that's what I'm thinking it is.
Okay, around 3,400. Yeah, I knew it was somewhere up to like 4 grand, but wasn't really 100% sure. So, okay. So, yeah, I mean, basically, has there been any changes or developments between you and Raphael as far as like what the plan was as far as like proceeds and stuff? Or, I mean, from the sounds of it, he's like, yeah, she's gonna get the equity and, we're just
Yeah, I
gonna,
mean that's what he said. I mean we haven't really. I mean that's what he's told me.
yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So it sounds like everything's still kind of, the same
Yeah.
there. Okay. So, and from talking to Laura, I guess you're just at this point, really, you're just needing to basically kind of free up the mortgage payment. Is it more the mortgage payment that you need to free up, or is it the you need the first month's rent, security deposit, and
R-
all that stuff,
Right. I mean, and
or both?
I think things have changed since what last week because last week my thought was sign a new place to live December
Yeah.
1st, which they were wanting, a security deposit plus the first month's rent. And I was like, okay, well, if that's what it is, if I'm moving in 12/1 and then have the mortgage payment due on the 15th, that's going to be a little bit of a problem. That's
Yeah.
why I think Laura was reaching out to you, like, hey, what can we do?
Yep.
But now that things change, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say finding a new place and moving in by 12/1, that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. For
Uh,
sure.
so now we're looking at most likely trying to find a place for a January 1st move-in date for me,
Mhm.
which by that time, I guess we will be closing the end of December, right?
Yeah, potentially. I mean,
Or-
we can be, our goal again is to be flexible and not put anybody in a
Okay,
kind of a, tough
that's,
spot and up against it.
that's
So,
that's good to hear. Yeah.
um, yeah, I mean, one thing, and and I'd already kind of crossed this bridge kind of early on with Raphael as well, and is kind of what we were game planning for. Um, that might just be better all the way around. That way you don't feel like an immense amount of pressure of just having to like
Hmm.
settle for something right away, but
Right.
then also kind of, giving us some flexibility as well is
Sure.
if we basically came in, took over the mortgage payments, and put, the cash, initial cash in your pocket to be able to set aside for that, security deposit and first month's
Hmm.
rent. And then, we can work out the timeline, for you finding the next place. And then basically we would just make the mortgage payments as we're going through finding our end buyer and doing any
Hmm.
updates. I know we're getting quotes on stuff right now. And then
Okay.
once we close with that end buyer, we could just cash you out the remaining equity,
Okay.
if that works for you.
Yeah, I mean that that's probably sounds like a plan. I mean, again, I was, all set to, you know, try to
Yeah.
find a place to one and just kind of slowly start moving my stuff in. But it's probably hindsight's 2020. That's probably okay. I can take my time a little bit to look for another place, and to your point, not feel pressured into
Yeah.
finding something right away. So yeah, I mean, I think that's great. I appreciate that. Being
Okay.
flexible, and we'll just be in communication as I, go over the next couple of weeks, just kind of see what's out there, and
Okay.
and uh, just keep in touch with you.
Yeah, perfect. So what we'll do is I'll have the our transaction coordinator draft up just documentation pursuant to that type of structure. And then I know we already have title open, so we'll just make sure that they have everything that they need, and then we should be able to get everything all wrapped up. Effectively, the transaction would close, so we would close and take ownership, but we would just
Okay.
give you some time. There might be another way we could do it too, where it's like, um, there's mechanics of it can be a little bit different. There's a couple different ways they can set it up. But ultimately the end result is still the same, right? Put some cash in your
Sure.
pocket now, the remaining, in a couple months or whatever, and then give you time and, just give everybody peace of mind that
Yeah.
everything's being handled. So yeah, let me get with them. I'll figure out those details. And then as soon as I have that all
Okay.
drafted up, probably today or Friday. Um,
Okay.
and then we can get that all squared away. And then if it's yeah, we'll just I'll talk to them, see exactly what way makes the most sense and logistically, and then we can just we'll go over the paperwork and get you guys all squared up there.
Okay. That
All
sounds good. I
right.
appreciate the call.
Yeah, no worries. Was there anything else that that you need or that would be helpful for you in
I don't think so. Like I said, things have changed since last week, so I'm just trying to regroup and because like I said, I was all ready to go 12/1, but that's not going to happen.
yeah.
I'm not going to try to rush into something to try to find something by 12/1. So I guess
Yeah,
at this point,
that's
I'll be looking at trying to find something for a 1/1,
okay.
but just kind of needed to know kind of what that looks like. And
Yeah.
I'm assuming the end of December, has that always been like the close date? I mean, maybe I
That was like the far out close date. So I mean,
okay.
with the new structure, I mean, we could probably get it wrapped up sooner. It's just going to depend on title, what like if they're going to need anything different and how much time it's going to take them to get everything all squared away. So most title companies that I'm talking to are closed tomorrow and Friday. And
Sure.
so just depending on what they have already scheduled out.
Hmm.
I mean, we should definitely be able to wrap it up with the new structure pretty quickly and get the mortgage payment taken care of. Not really, the mortgage payment getting taken care of, that's, an easy thing for us to
Mhm.
handle. So,
Okay.
so we can get that all squared away.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we'll just figure out, timeline. If you're able to find something by the first, of the year,
Right.
that's great. If you need a little bit more time, a little bit more
Okay.
flexibility. As far as there may be some things, just um I guess coordinated for like walkthroughs or any work that we might need to do if we do end up if we close in the next like couple weeks here. Um so is because you're still living in the place right now,
Yeah.
is it there's still stuff kind of like all throughout the house, or is everything
Yeah. I
kind
mean
of like
that's a great point. I mean, we've got a ton of furniture. I mean, I guess I'm a little concerned how quickly this will go because I mean there are some things I'm probably going to try to sell because
okay.
the place that I move into, I mean, I'm not going to be able to take all this furniture, so logistically that gives me a little bit of anxiety. But I mean, if you can be flexible with us on, you know, the problem, the good thing about trying to find a place for 12/1 is that I could have started moving stuff into my new place,
Yeah.
but that's not going to happen. I mean, if we start moving quickly, how quickly do we need to be out? I mean, have you had any conversation with Raphael about all this?
Not exactly. We've just been kind of playing it
Okay.
by ear with, everything going on.
Yeah.
Because, the again, we're super flexible and we can kind of
Okay.
maneuver things
Appreciate
around to be flexible. If you guys are flexible with us, we can be flexible on that side too. So, um,
it.
it's not really, nothing's kind of like set in stone. And I mean,
Right.
if I know from the conversations that I've had with both you and Raphael, is it seems less about the actual like closing date being this year and more about not having to continue making the mortgage payments,
Mhm.
and being able to, at least kind of make your next steps.
Yeah.
So,
Agree.
you know, I think, even if we just had to be flexible there and just say, okay, we're just going to push out closing to make it
Mhm.
make more sense, but we'll step in and we'll take over,
Okay.
making the payments. I think we can work something out like that.
Okay. I think both of us would agree to that.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. All right, perfect. Well, let me collaborate with the team. I'll see what makes the most sense, and then we can kind of get it all situated. In the meantime, you know, no pressure on you, but I know like in the holiday season, a lot of times, um, people are vacating, at
Mhm.
more odd times. And
Mhm.
so I wouldn't necessarily put it past the situation where there might be somebody that does have something coming available like right before Christmas, just because, people traveling, like all types of stuff. So I have seen that
Yeah.
happen. Um,
Yeah. Good
not
point.
to say that you're pumping the brakes on anything,
Yeah.
just but I have seen this time of year is like odd. Usually it's like first of the month, like clockwork, but this time of year,
Yeah.
like Thanksgiving, New
Okay.
Year, I've seen a lot of things come up like mid-month. So I wouldn't
Interesting.
put that past somebody.
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'll get back at it, looking at some things. So yeah, who knows? So
okay.
things could change in the next week.
Oh
So,
yeah, I mean it's crazy. A posting can go up one day and within
right.
all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is a perfect fit, so
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Good advice.
but yeah, just feel free to give us a call if there's anything that you need along the way. I'll coordinate with the team, and I would say by, no later than Friday, we should have kind of a game plan for how to move forward, situated, and then we can get you guys over whatever, amendments or new documentation is needed.
Okay. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. Have a
N-
great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no worries. Are you guys gonna be in the home this week? Are you traveling? Are you going
Yeah.
out of town? Okay.
Yeah. Actually, we're having Thanksgiving here again. Just prepping today, and then me and the kids are going down to see my parents Friday, just for a few hours. They live a couple hours south of here.
Oh, okay.
Uh, but,
Down near like
yeah.
Evansville or something.
Actually, Sellersburg, just right down 65.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Nice.
just south of Seymour,
Oh,
Columbus.
okay. Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that should be fun. Well, enjoy the
Yeah.
holiday and,
You too.
try to take it easy a bit and, decompress and not stress out too much.
That's right. I appreciate that. Thanks,
Yeah,
Chris.
no worries. God bless. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Okay.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, guys. Welcome. If you're watching, we are jumping on live seller calls. So that was a seller that we are already under contract with. And long story short, they're going through a divorce. Well, he says that, she doesn't want to say that, but ultimately separation, and they're getting their own places. We locked this property up for $660,000, and it is currently listed. Actually, let's just see what the actual price is on Zillow right now. It is currently listed for $949,000. So if you just do some basic novation math, 949 times 0.9 is 854 minus 660 leaves us $194,000 in spread. And that is if we are accounting for realtor commissions, closing costs, concessions, and everything else, 10% there. If we do the real math would basically be like 0.92 minus 660, and that's $213,000. So we got about a $213,000 spread on this one. I don't think it's going to move at 950. I think, and it's probably not going to move this year. So after the new year, we'll probably end up having to reduce a little bit. I'd say for sure it should close somewhere between 850 and 9. So even at an 850. And if we did the full 10% off the top minus 660, that still leaves $105,000. So not a bad 6-figure spread. And if it closes at 900, then that's an extra 50 grand. So those are the type of deals we like to do. And actually, I just locked up another one on Friday that is somewhat similar to that. It is also a novation in Indianapolis, and we locked it up for 403. We haven't seen pictures yet, haven't seen the inside, but based on the conversation with the seller and our agent out there, who is just an absolute stud, she says the absolute rock bottom listing price, considering the notes from the discussion, is $600,000. So if we took 10% off for commissions, closing costs, and everything else, that's 540. We have it locked up for 403,500, which would be another $136,000 profit. So, and she said that's the rock bottom. She could see it going as high as 7 to 750. So we could be looking at another $200,000 total net profit on that. So between two deals, we could be looking at over $250,000, potentially 350 when it's all said and done. So let's see if we can lock up some more. We are going to grind it out today. Yesterday, I hit almost 4 hours of talk time, 60 dials, 3 offers, and was just freaking zonked by the end of the day. But that is how you get deals like this. You just grind through and you find the juicy ones in here. So let's check out this one. Oh, let's go. Let's go. All right. So that deal I was just talking about, there is a comp 2 or 3 doors down. It's like less than a block away. That is listed for 950, and it's been listed for 48 days. Ours has been listed for like 47 days. And it actually and it was listed for 950. It just went pending actually a couple weeks ago. I don't know why I didn't notice that. But that is really good news because that just tells us, and ours is a much nicer property, way more curb appeal. It's just overall, it's just a better property. Theirs is more dated, ours is more updated. Yeah. So depending on what this one closes at, that could be really, really good news for us. The next door neighbor's property is listed for 850 and ours is way better. They just did a price reduction. They've been on market for 173 days. And it's not pending. So we will see what happens. Yeah, that's really freaking good news. Really good news. Yeah, we got a few $100,000 or $1 million properties listed nearby as well. Yeah. Things are looking up. Okay.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the
Okay. No answer. Oh, you know what? Let me call this girl from yesterday.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hi, Chantal. It's Chris. Hope you're doing well. Apologize about not being able to make our call earlier today. Just had some things kind of come up out of the blue right after that doctor's appointment that kind of kept me out of the office most of the morning. So, but hoping we could connect sometime today. If not, after the holiday, give me a call back when you get a chance. My telephone number is 619-525-7132. Again, 619-525-7132. Hope you're having a great day, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for your call. Leave a message and I'll call you back as soon as I'm able.
Hello, Jermaine. Hi, can I speak to Jermaine?
This is his wife.
Hi, this is Chris. I was actually reaching out to you guys about your property on St. Clair Terrace. It was referred to me by one of my referral companies. They thought we'd be a good fit for you guys. Did I catch you at a bad time?
Yeah, kind of, because he's not here, so
Oh, got it.
it's
Okay.
better to do it with him.
Oh, yeah, no worries, no worries. When do you think would be a better time to try to connect with him?
I'm not sure. The property has been listed though.
Oh, it has
So
been listed. Okay. How long have you guys had
yeah,
it listed?
Like a couple days, probably.
Oh, got it. Okay. All right. Cool, cool. Well, yeah, I mean, realistically, just depending on, where you have it listed at, I mean, you're going to get obviously a lot of good eyes on it that way. What you can do is just, if you want to save my number, my name's Chris, and if the listing
Okay.
doesn't work out, the way you guys had hoped, happy to help out and be kind of a backup option for you. But, obviously a listing's going, if you guys have the time to list it and go through that process, you're going to get some pretty good eyes on it, and hopefully everything works out that way.
Okay. All right.
All
Well,
right.
thank you. I'll save your number.
Okay, great. And I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Jamie.
Jamie. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jamie. You have a happy Thanksgiving and a good Christmas.
You as well.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello, Chris.
It's Chris.
Hey, what's up, Chris? This is Chris also. How are you?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing great. Getting ready to stuff my face for the next 48 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I was actually calling about your property over on Fountain Cove. You had spoken to one of my referral companies, and they had sent it over to us because they thought we'd be a good fit for you. Is now a bad time?
No, this is an all right time.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Yeah, they had mentioned that you guys are just looking to move on from this property. What's going on?
Well, we had our eye on a couple other properties, and it's just me and the wife, and this is a little big for what we need, and had our eye on a couple properties, but to downsize too, I'm just not sure that either of them are going to go through. I found out after seeing the first one that it's in a floodplain, so not sure about that one. And the other one, they're not really willing to negotiate with me on how bad the house is and shape-wise. So I'm not sure. That's really where we're at. We keep thinking that we need to downsize because this is just, 4 bedrooms for 2 people, even though she doesn't always let me sleep in the same bed. It's just too much.
If she's anything like my wife, it's because you snore a little too much, huh?
That's exactly it. I snore way too much.
Oh yeah, it's funny. My wife, I don't snore all the time, but when I do, my wife says it's like someone ripping on a chainsaw. So, but
yeah, we are in the process of wanting to downsize and would like to move past this house, and so always open for an offer. I'll be honest with you. I've had Open Door out. They are offering $305,000. So
okay.
That's kind of just the baseline of where I'm at right now.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. All right. Is there any particular reason you didn't just go with their offer?
Well, the two things that I didn't like right off the bat, first and foremost, don't have the exact place to move to yet, which is a problem. So, the other thing, and I'll be upfront and honest with you. I think there's things that need done around here. They wanted $12,000 off of that price, for repairs around here. The big thing that I know that needs done is there's no carpeting or flooring in the basement. And I worked construction, and $12,000 was just a little too much for me to swallow for that basement flooring when I know I could get it done a lot cheaper. But, I'm not that I have a problem with their offer, but that was just sticker shock to me, the $12,000 for when the only thing that needs done is the basement
I
flooring.
gotcha. Okay. All right. So you're not opposed to taking their offer as, like it's not the offer price itself that, you're not really thrilled with. It's just more some of the additional terms that they're looking for. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right, cool. Yeah. Hey, we've been through this hundreds of times, and, the biggest challenge that a lot of people end up having with Open Door is that is one of them, and then there tends to be a lot of other like hidden fees, throughout the process that, people generally don't find out about until they're sitting at the closing table and getting ready to sign all the closing documents. And then it's like, wait, why are you taking out all these fees and this and that? And that's for the ones that they actually close with. There is a lot of times where they do end up backing out like right before the closing table, which obviously puts people in a bad spot. So, but and then I've talked to plenty of people who have had a good experience with Open Door. So not, trying to be as a modest as I can as far as, seeing both sides of the picture. Right.
Right.
But, okay, cool, man. Well, I guess, and by the way, I do have to let you know all calls are monitored and recorded for quality and training purposes. Really, the point of this call today is just to see if your property meets the qualifications for what we're generally looking for to be able to get you an offer as is. We're generally looking for properties for one of two reasons. Either we're going to fix it and flip it, or we're going to keep it as some sort of a rental. And it could be a long-term rental, could be a Airbnb, there's a whole host of different things they do from the rental standpoint. I'm not the guy that gets to make that decision, but so by the end of this call, I'll either be able to get us an approval from the underwriters and they'll give us an offer, or they're going to deny us and they'll tell us exactly why. All right. Now, if we do end up getting an approval on this, some of the benefits of working with us is that we would buy the home as is. So you don't have to clean up after yourself on the way out. You don't have to sweep, if there's stuff you're going to leave behind because it's not going to fit in the next place and you don't want it, you just leave it behind and, we'll trash it, in the dumpster we're going to bring anyway. We cover both your closing costs and our closing costs. There's no realtor commissions and there are absolutely no hidden fees tucked away anywhere in the documentation that come up at the last second. Do you mind grabbing a pen and a piece of paper real quick? I'll have you jot down my contact info. And then if we do get this approved, there's going to be some other info you'll want to jot down as well.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, perfect. So my name is Chris Deal, just like Let's Make a Deal.
Okay.
And then the name of our company is Lazarus Property Group, spelled just like Lazarus from the Bible. And the telephone number here is 619-525-7132.
Okay.
All right. And so
are you related to Mark Deal that also sells and buys houses?
no, not that I'm aware of.
There's a Mark Deal around here that buys and sells houses too. So I just wondered if you guys were like brothers.
Oh, really? Okay. No, I mean, there's, I rarely meet somebody with the same spelling as mine. Usually it's like Diehl.
Right.
But maybe there's some family that, out there that we don't know about. I did that years ago. I did that 23andMe, and every once in a while I get like updates like, oh, you've got a new, third cousin twice removed. And the weirdest thing, so going off on a tangent, but I got one of those notifications. I look at it and I'm like, okay, I've never heard of this person, but what they're saying is that genetically it is one of from my father's side, and it's basically a cousin. So meaning it's got to be either one of his brothers that we know about and their child, or there's another sibling of his that nobody knows about. And we're like, who is this person? Very confused now. Like somebody was doing something. So yeah, but all right. Well, so I guess what's changed that has got you guys wanting to downsize? Is the kids out of the house or something, or?
Yeah, everybody's finally, been a couple of years of being out of the house. So it's, again, just a little too big for just the two of us with the kids being out. And,
Yeah.
Now they're all starting families, so they don't come home as often as they used to. So
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. All right. And are you guys going to be staying in the Indianapolis area?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Um, Perfect. And obviously, sounds like you've been doing a bit of looking for a new place, prior to having, things ironed out with the sale of this house. Are you guys like whether you get a buyer for this house right now or not? Are you guys in a position to be able to just go and close on another house, or do you need this to sell in order to be able to make that next step?
Unfortunately, I'd have to make this one sell before I could make that next step.
Okay. All right. You're not the only person. Most of the people that we work with are in that exact same situation. But it's always good to know, because what we can typically do, if we know that ahead of time, we can work with, if you're using a buyer's agent, we can coordinate with them and make sure that, title and escrow is coordinated, so we can get those to run concurrently if we have to.
Right.
So pretty straightforward. All right. And then how long have you guys owned this house?
So it's going on, I'm going to say 9 years. I think it's 8, but I can't really remember. So I'm going to say 9 years.
Okay. Okay. 9 years. Perfect. And what was it that, attracted you guys to this particular house or neighborhood or?
Honestly, for us, it was the proximity of everything that we needed it to be. So the kids went to school pretty close to here, and so got tired of, because we lived out in the country of Sheridan, and moved from country to city life because it just was too hard to be running back and forth to school for the kids for football and basketball and volleyball and violin and all that crap.
Yeah, gotcha. That makes sense. All right. Perfect. All right. And is it just you that owns the home?
Yeah, it is just in my name, yes.
Okay. All right. Got it. Is there anybody, that would even be remotely upset that you guys are selling this house? Like, one of the kids is like, oh, I had my first, lost my first tooth in it, and I really wanted to move in with my family. Something.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Got it. When's the last time you and the missus really sat down about, it seems like you guys have been very active recently.
About getting rid of it?
Yeah.
Honestly, we've been talking about it for about a year, and I guess of recent, been a few weeks ago, I think it was 3 weeks ago, we went and had found the house that's in a floodplain, and then a week later we found another one. But so we're always pretty active about it. I would say, again, been the last couple of weeks that we've been talking about it pretty hot and heavy.
Got it. Okay. So things have been kind of ramping up for you. All right. Do you guys have an agent that's helping you to find these
Yeah.
homes? Okay, perfect, perfect. Awesome. Well, I guess if everything worked out the way you wanted it to, I mean, what would you be hoping to walk away with on this?
I mean, I'll be honest with you, and again, I know there's some things that need done, but I would, honestly take less than the 305 for more cash in hand. And I guess I'll say and be honest with you, if I could have, because at 300, like if you offered me 300 right now and said, look, I don't care that there's no flooring in the basement, I can deal with that. Da 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 da. And I'm not saying that's what you would do, but I'm just saying if that was the case, then that would get me that number that I'm really hoping to walk away with in cash money, and that's 80,000.
Got it. Okay. So you have, so it sounds like there's a mortgage balance probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about 220-ish.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. So mortgage
I am
balance.
negotiable on that, but again, it's that's kind of my ballpark figure. I mean, in all seriousness, when we bought this house, it was a bank-owned property. We paid $140,000 for it. That was, 9 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever it's been now. Market was a lot different then than it is now. Now it takes more money than I owe on this house to buy the same house, and that's crazy to me, but I would like to, so I really want to walk away with that 80,000 so I can put it all towards that next one and not be paying $300,000 for a house that, it's only cost $200,000.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, I appreciate you, being upfront and transparent about that. That always, helps makes things easier, and we have something to kind of shoot for. And then, as far as the new homes that you guys are looking at, what's like the price point that you guys are finding out there for what you guys need?
I mean, we've been looking at 3 to 350. So I mean, we easily can get that in a mortgage and pay for it. And would be nice to have that 80,000 put down, so I don't feel like quite the, pardon my French, but for paying $350,000 for a house that I paid a lot less.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's anywhere from 3 to 350.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Okay. Perfect. And it looks like, obviously since you bought it for about 140, you guys had done either some sort of like equity line of credit or refinance. Did you guys refi at like the really low rates?
Well, I refinanced to take cash out so we could pay for that schooling for all those kids.
Got it. Okay. All right. What's your current interest rate at?
I believe it's at a 5, but I would have to dig out some paperwork that I'm really not wanting to dig out.
Got it. No, totally get it. Always just curious, because like nowadays interest rates are a bit higher, but I talked to some guy, it was like a week ago, and he was at like a 2.125, and I was like, oh my God, it's yeah. So
I know it's around a 5. I think it may be a 5.5. I know it's under 6. But
okay. All right.
really good for this day and age.
Yeah. Is that a conventional or VA or?
Conventional.
Conventional. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay, cool. Well, let's dive into the house itself. I'll have some questions for you about, conditions, stuff like that, and, updates. And then, we'll get this sent over to the underwriters, see what they come back with. Now, before we talk about the inside of the house, I want to talk about the outside of the house, starting with the neighborhood. What's the neighborhood like?
Honestly, it's a pretty young neighborhood, but I will say it's half and half. I mean, you've got definitely a mixture of people that are my age. Kids are all grown and gone. But there is a nice mix of young couples that are really starting out that have toddlers and teenagers and middle schoolers and whatnot. It is a very quiet neighborhood. I mean, the kids will run around the neighborhood like, no care in the world, which is nice. I'm glad that part of life's kind of back. So it is a very quiet neighborhood, and I say that from the standpoint, I mean, again, there are kids that run around the neighborhood, but it's not like you hear gunshots or loud music or
Yeah.
any of that stuff. I mean,
Just kids doing kid stuff.
Yeah, there
Got
are
it.
the typical 4th of July parties where the whole neighborhood's loud until 1 o'clock in the morning, but that's kind of anywhere you go.
Hey, like if that's not happening, then I'm in the wrong neighborhood. It's like that's what you want to see.
That's right.
So, all right. Would you say it's mostly owner occupants in the area, or are there a good bit of renters?
I do believe, and I don't know how many houses in this neighborhood there are, but I do believe there are 4 rental properties at this moment in time. I know my neighbor, and I'm going to say left because I don't really know what direction they're sitting at this moment in time, but to the left, they rent that property. There's one at the front of the addition that American Homes for Rent owns. And I know there's one up at the front of the property or front of the addition that Turnkey owns that's a rental, and there's one other private rental residence in here towards the back of the addition, like the one my neighbor's in.
Got it. Okay. Okay. So, a little bit of a mix.
A little bit of.
Okay. Perfect. And let's see here.
I do know on that note, just and again, transparency here, because I've worked for a REIT before. I know our homeowners association does not have a limit on the rental properties in the addition. Nobody put that in as an addendum or set that up. So every house in here could be a rental property if you guys ever had the money to buy them all.
Oh, perfect. Okay. And do you know, speaking of that, are there any, like short-term rental restrictions for like Airbnb or anything?
There are not, as far as I know. Now, I
Okay.
will say, I've never looked that deep into that one, but as
Okay.
far as I do not know. I will also tell you, in the utmost of transparency, when this addition was first built, the developer had the homeowners association only to a point in the addition. So when I bought this house, the whole section of or the whole section of the addition that I lived in wasn't considered part of the homeowners association. So the bank that owned it never paid the dues. I've never paid the dues, and they've never done anything to me about that. But there is technically a homeowners association, but when we all went to look at it in the court, because my wife likes to do that, so we all went at it in the court, there's nothing that they can do to hold me to pay that, because when the developer set up this addition, he didn't have this part of it being part of the homeowners association.
Wow, you lucked out. So you get all the benefits of the HOA without having to pay.
Right, and the guy behind me does the same thing, and the guy next to him does the same thing. Like, none of us pay in this part, but we get the benefit of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's yeah, you never hear that. So that's awesome.
Luckily the developer that developed this area was not the brightest tool in the shed for me.
Nice. All right, awesome. What do you know what the speed limit is right out front?
I believe it's 15.
15. Okay, perfect. 15 miles per hour. And what about structurally? Is there anything structurally wrong with the home?
No.
Okay. And then any siding or gutters missing?
No.
Okay.
I
Does
will
it?
tell you, and I'm always an air of open and honesty because I'm sure you're going to want to come look at it. The driveway has got some cracks and some spalding in it because the house was built in '99 and is on a little bit of an incline. And as you know, when snow melts and salt travels down it puddles at the end of the driveway. So there's a little bit of
Oh yeah.
spalding cracks in the driveway. It's nothing terrible. Again, I mean, a little patchwork wouldn't kill it, but I don't know that it's rip a driveway up necessary.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, some patchwork, seal coating, that type of stuff can usually resolve a lot of those minor things. So not a big deal. Is there anything out back of the house that we can't see, like a pool, a barn, a shed, a giant 3-tiered deck?
There is a deck out there,
Okay.
and it is recently new. And then I don't know if you can see it or not, but there is a concrete pad out there that was the porch that was existing when I bought the house, but I did add on a deck. It is 2 steps up off of the kitchen. The only access point is outside, but I did put that out there. It's not quite finished. It's got its handrail, and it's not a fall problem or anything, but I set it up for an outdoor kitchen, and I've got the top on the wall, but never did finish the walls yet.
Okay, got it. Was the deck, did you get permits for all that?
No.
Okay. Is it done up to code as far as you know, or?
It is, because I've been in construction my whole life.
Okay. Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, cool. So now let's walk me through the inside of the house. So, we walk through the front door and just kind of give me the virtual tour. I know it was built in '99. So when we walk in, does it look like we're going back to 1999 and reminiscent about Y2K?
We are definitely not. I'm going to back you up a little bit and just say one last thing on the outside.
Okay.
It does have all brand new windows that are a year old. And they are thermal plane
Vinyl?
Vinyl. Yeah,
Okay.
vinyl Pella windows.
Oh, Pella? Okay, nice.
And the roof is 4 years old at this point in time.
Okay. Perfect.
All right, so we've walked in the front door to the left again, and I'm sorry, it's going to be left, right, and forward for me, but you walk in to the left is what used to be a great room. We turned it into a full built-in den. So there's a built-in desk with built-in bookcases on top of the desk, and then farther on the outside wall there is a full built-in bookcase, cabinets underneath that are full built-in, and a corner cabinet that houses the filing cabinet that's all built-in. When I bought it, it was just a gray room, but I turned it into a nice, luxurious den for the wife and I to work at.
Nice.
The entryway that we walked in through is brand new tile. It's 12 by 24. That great room that used to be, or the den that used to be a great room is real 3/4 hardwood floor. The hallway that is off of that great room and that entryway is also full real hardwood 3/4 flooring. That's going to be a consistent throughout. That's in every room that doesn't need tile in my mind.
Okay.
So walking down that hallway, there is a half bath. It's got brand new 12 by 24 tile on the floor. It's got a 4 foot on the wet walls, 4 by 12 tile on it.
Okay.
It's got a brand new, and I say brand new, none of this is more than 4 or 5 years old, but it's got a brand new quartz top, white, with gray freckle.
Okay. On the vanity.
On the vanity, yeah.
Okay.
New vanity, new top, and it's quartz top.
Okay.
From there, we'll kind of walk our way into the living room. There's a gas fireplace to our right with a nice mantle that a big ass TV sits on. There's 2 built-in bookcases to the left and right of that I did. Not that it matters, but it's marble in front of the fireplace and a herringbone marble that surrounds the fireplace, and all the work's been done by me because none of this is from '99. I'm telling you, not in production now.
Got it. Okay. All right. Yeah, and I'm pulling up, I guess it looks like, so you guys bought it in 2015, but it looks like a couple years, like maybe a year and a half, almost 2 years later, you guys had tried to sell it, like
Yeah.
2017. Okay, got it. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, because I found, as you're telling me this, I found what looks to be pictures after you, because I see that desk.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think the hardwood floors were done at that point yet.
Yeah, it's got carpet there, so okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
So the living room has that same hardwood again. That goes throughout the house, and it's 3-inch red oak hardwood floor.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Just out of curiosity, with that that built-in desk, in the event that, like, how difficult would that be if we needed to take that out and kind of put it back the way it was?
Not that difficult, other than the fact, I will be honest with you, obviously, the bookshelves went first. The hardwood floor is not under it.
Okay, got it.
So I just laid the hardwood to it. Probably one of the things I've ever done because of that situation. If it ever needed to take it out, I got to fill in the hardwood floor, but.
Yeah, got it. Okay. Let me just notate that. So hardwood just runs to the built-in desk, not under.
That'll be the same living around those bins. It just goes to those built-ins.
Sorry, you kind of cut out there a little bit. You said that'll be the same to what?
In the living room, where those 2 built-ins on the other side, either side of the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, looking at those pictures, I'd say those less of a chance that's something we would need to, because that's a pretty common look right there with the built-ins next to the on either side of the fireplace. But that great room, the desk, I mean, it looks like a nice desk and everything. I just figure out to get ahead of that before it comes up after.
Yeah, I mean, I think that one is probably the one hit and miss thing. I think the bookcase is in there, everybody would be okay with, but the desk, not everybody works at a desk like that.
Yeah. Usually they'll want it to be kind of like a secluded, like closable off, room or something like that. So, but hey, I'm not the guy that gets to, make those decisions. They don't pay me enough for that. So, all right. So let's see what we need. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're back at the living room. Let's see here. And that has the same flooring. Is the let's see, I see kind of between that living room and the kitchen, there's like tile in the kitchen, and then there's like a little thin strip, what looks like pine flooring between the living room and the kitchen. was that all pulled up and it's now all hardwood or what?
Because originally originally when I did buy this house, there was a white pine hardwood floor that was the hallway into the kitchen. So yeah, that's all been taken up and was replaced because I wanted to do full throughout. I just took all that up and laid the oak.
Got it. Okay, so the oak replaced that white pine as well as the tile in the kitchen?
The kitchen tile is still there.
Okay.
Originally when we bought it, it was linoleum, but I did lay that tile, so it's
Got
still
it.
got kitchen. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And
Can't remember at that time frame because that was a long time ago, but the tops on there are now the same quartz that's in that bathroom, so it's a white with gray speckle.
got it. Counters updated to quartz. Do you know when those kitchen cabinets were done, or are those original?
Those are original. I have painted them since,
Okay.
so I stripped them all down and painted them.
Stripped and painted. What color are they now?
So we went two-tone on them. They're brown and green. So they're green bottoms and brown. It's actually called coffee, but it's brown. I mean, I don't think in colors that are named stupid.
Yeah.
So,
Got it. Okay, so
But
the
it's
so the
all-
upper
it's all-
set is
coffee.
coffee. Okay, and then the lower set is green.
Yeah, it's an olive green.
Okay, got it. Okay, and that's both like the whole frame and the faces.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, all right.
Backing up to that living room, the last thing I do have in it, because I think this might be considered like a little bit of an eat-in kitchen area. I don't know. I never understood what it was here for, because if you're walking in out of the garage, the living room's to your right, there's just this little bit of dead space. I added a cabinet bar to it. So from that picture, if you're looking into the kitchen, just to the left of the kitchen, I added a cabinet bar with like a wine fridge and a wood top and a cabinet.
Okay. Is that so I'm looking at a picture that comes from, so if let's say you're looking at the fireplace, the bookcase to the right, so I'm basically standing where the bookcase to the right of the fireplace is and looking out into the kitchen, and there's like a wall there on the left with like a whiteboard, a clock, and a little
Return.
little shelf. Yeah. So do I walk past that wall and then turn left and there's that?
Oh, so that little shelf got removed. That was just a piece of furniture. So right under that whiteboard is where that little bar is.
Okay. Got it. Perfect. Okay.
Freaking clock and whiteboard still hang there.
Nice.
What outside do you want to go?
Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay, so I think that's it for the first floor. Now we go upstairs.
Well, there is the dining room, and I don't know if the picture has it in it, but I did put a wainscoting on the wall in the dining room. It also has that same hardwood that everywhere else has.
Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah, it's got some good woodwork. It kind of looks like the sort of like the paneling that you might see like on a door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, got it.
I made all that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, looks good.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, so if we're going upstairs, I did replace all the treads with poplar treads. They're staying the same color as the floor that's throughout, but they are poplar wood treads now instead of carpet.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
So at the top of the stairs to the right is the master bedroom.
Okay. Perfect.
Again, that whole upstairs, other than the wet areas, is that hardwood throughout. So the hallway has it, bedrooms have it, closets have it, linen closet has it.
Okay, except for the bathrooms, and those are tile.
Yeah, the laundry room's also up there, so that's tile as well.
Perfect. All right. And then how many bathrooms are upstairs?
There's 2 full, so there's the one off the master, which has been remodeled. Well, we told them that there was a bath on the first floor, so there's 3 of them. No, there's 3 baths is what it is. So there's 2 full upstairs and then the half that's downstairs. So, but the master bath has been fully remodeled, new tile on the floor, and then it's a full stand-up tile shower, no tub. So I took out the whole tub and made a big 4-foot wide shower base, tile shower base.
Okay.
And if you did say bedroom, because now she's got me questioning, there's 4 total bedrooms, 3 baths.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here on the tax records. 4 bed, 2.5 baths. Okay, what about the hallway bath? Is that original?
No, it's been remodeled as well, so it's got tile floors, new vanity. There's also a new vanity in the master as well. Now that one does have a tub, but it's got full tile surround. It doesn't have that cheap ass fiberglass surround. I tiled the whole surround of it.
Got it. Okay, perfect.
Now in that bathroom as well, that white tile, it thins because I had boys that lived here. And as you and I both know, as men, we can't seem to control that little thing that hangs off of it. Tile goes up 4 foot all the way around the bathroom because our sons could piss across from the toilet while they're facing the toilet. So I put it up 4 foot. So that tile, it's white subway tile. It comes out of the shower up 4 foot on the 2 walls.
Okay, got it. Let's see here. Tile extends throughout bathroom 4 feet high. Subway. Okay, perfect. Is this on a slab or is there a basement or crawl space?
It's basement.
Basement.
It's 3 quarters. There's
Oh.
crawl in the living room, but there's basement under the rest of the house. I'll crawl under it, but
Okay, got it. And let's see here. How much of the basement is finished?
well, of the basement that's there, it's all finished. It's got drywall and there's built-ins down there as well. It just needs flooring. It's just concrete at this moment in time. I'd always talk polishing it, but we just never got around to it.
Yeah, got it. Okay. So it just needs flooring.
got a
Let's see
big-
if there's.
It's got a big ass bar down there. I don't know if that's in the picture.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now I just came to the pictures. Yep. See the big bar, a little pool table. Yep. Got like a little book nook underneath the stairs or something like that.
Yep.
Okay. Looks like, yeah, I had carpet at one point.
It did. Unfortunately, the sub pump stopped working and I had to replace it, but
Got it. Okay. All right. So let's see. Newer sump pump.
the water is also new and the furnace was replaced. It's been within the last 3 or 4 years. Now I'll say an air conditioner as well on that. Now on the furnace, you just replaced all the guts. It's the original box, but it's all new guts.
Okay. Did you say that the HVAC also?
Yeah, the furnace and the AC.
Okay. Okay. Let's see here.
And the water heater was just replaced last year. It's 60 or 50. I think it's a 50 gallon. I'm gonna have to walk my happy ass down there, and I don't know that I want to do that right now, but I will. Yeah, those are both gas.
Okay. Let me see if this shows that master bath. Okay, so the pictures that I'm seeing, the hall bath looks like it had that wainscoting that you did downstairs or something similar to that on the backside. Was that removed?
That's all removed. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Let's just tile around and then oh, okay. So then all right. So the bath, wait, the bathrooms look virtually identical.
They did. They were exactly identical. Now they don't look anything the same because, like you said, in the
Got it.
master, I took out the tub and made a 4-foot shower in there.
Okay, got it. So the one that had the wainscoting on it, that was the hall bathroom, which now has tile, and then the other one where it's got the two towel rods on the wall, that's the master bath, and you got rid of the
Right.
tub and did tile walk-in shower. Okay, perfect.
Another thing, because she's actually pulled those pictures up too. Another thing, that back downstairs to the living room, it had a single door out and double window. We took that single door out, put a window there, and where that double window is, we put a sliding glass door.
Oh, nice. Okay. Did you keep it that same width of those two double hung windows, or did you expand out?
I kept it the same width.
Okay, so that's probably 5 feet, 6 feet?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 5 feet.
Okay.
And the picture of the kitchen, the green is still on the bottom cabinets. It's just that's the same green. It's been painted a couple more times when they get scratched too bad, but that is the same green. And we need to change that color.
Oh, okay. So that's like a really okay. For some reason, I don't know why my mind immediately went to like forest, like darker green. Okay.
Another thing that has been changed, because she's at the master bedroom, in that closet of the master closet, I added 2 built-in shelves, shoe rack, and a dresser on the other side. So, not that you can see in the closet, but in that master closet, I made 2 real built-ins in there, a shoe rack and
Okay.
like I said, a dresser.
Master closet.
Because when I get bored, I do a lot of woodworking.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, it looks like you at least get the stuff done. Like my dad, I'll tell you that there's like so many projects around the house, and I think all of them are like 80% complete. So it's like nothing ever gets like finished. But yeah, from the pictures, looks like you do good work. So.
And thanks. Also, in the laundry room, above those washer and dryer, those are now cabinets now. Instead of that wire shelf, that's an actual set of cabinets above there.
Perfect. Okay, cool. All right, great. Damn,
I wish I had all that alcohol back.
All what?
Oh, she was flipped through to the basement, and I said, "Damn, I wish I had all that alcohol back."
Nice. Okay, and let's see, cabinets over laundry. Okay. Is there anything on the list of to-dos that you guys just hadn't gotten around to that still needs to be done other than, the floor in the basement?
I mean, we'd had bought new tile for that kitchen floor that just hadn't gotten around to. It's sitting here. It takes an act of Congress for me to get bored and do these projects, but so that does need. I mean, we've got the material for it. The tile was one of the first things we ever did when we moved in here. Like I said, it had cheap ass linoleum, so I ripped that up pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So that tile is from 2015. We bought new, and I just haven't gotten around to putting it in.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
I finishing that outdoor kitchen would be the only other thing that's on the to-do list, just because I've got the wall there and the countertop there, and I've actually got the stovetop for it. I just have not gotten around to it.
Okay. You said what?
I want to go ahead.
Oh, no, you were just saying, so for that outdoor kitchen, you already have the wall built and what else?
The top is on it. It's a solid surface top,
Okay.
gray solid surface top.
Okay. Is there, and is this on the deck or on the patio?
On the deck.
Okay.
So I put two big ass beams underneath it.
Okay. Is there a
And,
roof over the deck or an awning or anything?
there is not.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I did one thing back in 2017 or whenever we had it listed. One of the things that everybody complained about was there's no trees, and it made it to you. So we added 3 trees in the backyard, 3 apple trees, and then a 4th tree that's a weeping cherry. They're not very old, and then we added a weeping cherry up front.
Got it. Okay.
Just because I know we were trying to sell it back then. That's one thing that everybody complained about. There were no trees in the yard.
Okay. Cherry and one weeping cherry out front. Okay, perfect. Well, other than that, I mean, is there anything that I haven't asked or we haven't talked about that you would want to know about? Good, bad, and different?
No, I would have this question, and I guess it's kind of like the cabinet in the den. I put full cabinets out in the garage because, again, I got tools out the yin yang. I'd like to take all those with me, and I also put an outdoor sink out there in a cabinet. That's something I would like to take with me, but I could leave it there. But there is plumbing ran for like a mop sink or hand sink out in the garage.
Okay, got it. So you got some cabinets and outdoor sink out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would like to take that with me, but again, negotiable on that if that's something that.
Okay. All right, got it. Would if you were to take any of that stuff with you, would that require more work to, make it look like nothing was taken out?
I mean, just probably some drywall patching because obviously there's screws that hold all the cabinets to the wall. But other than that, no, I don't think it would be that big of a deal. It is in this neighborhood, there's a lot of garages that don't even have drywall in it. Mine was one of the few that got drywall in it.
Got it. Okay.
There would often, like I said, be those screw holes, but other than that.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Well, I think we got most of the stuff there. Is there anything that I haven't asked about that you guys might need help with?
No, I don't think so, no.
Okay. All right, perfect. Well, everything that you've been giving me, I've been putting straight into the system, and that goes back to, for lack of a better word, the nerds in the back, who just stare at spreadsheets all day. So those guys are pulling up a report. It'll basically tell them everything that they need to know about this property. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put you on a brief hold. I'm going to run back there, just kind of poke my head in, see where they're at this point, and I'll be right back. Now, we don't have any fancy hold music or anything like that, so it'll just be silent. If you need to go handle something, while you're on hold, no worries. I'll just, wait here till you get back, if I come back before you're here.
All right, sounds good.
All right, be right back.
Yep.
All right, did I lose you? Okay, so let's see here. So 4.3, 2,800 square feet.
Yeah, you did not.
Okay, nothing really for sale.
So with Chris Hansen, did I not make it clear the first time I didn't think I should be paying him any money? Then he calls me back and double check. Like, I'm sorry, I feel like I made that pretty clear. Like, what the fuck you want me to release to him? Yeah. I've already released a lot of fucking roofing money, and they still got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I mean,
And I'm not trying to be a dick to Jose, but fuck, man, we,
keep paying for it. It's not complete.
Yeah.
At some point, you got to split.
Yeah.
Man, nothing over here is sold in the last 12 months.
Again, I do feel bad. I think he needs some money, but I paid him $30,000 already, so.
And get some more work, then you get more money.
Now, next week will be amazing for him because he should be fucking setting trusses. And I'll give him a big fucking check.
Like, I thought you were pretty clear, but you could have been speaking German.
Sounds like I did that from time to time. Almost body.
Hey, Chris, you there?
I'm here.
Hey, sorry, man. They're still working on it. I don't have any good or bad news for you just yet. They're just finishing up. There's actually a couple other guys with properties they're looking at too. But while they're finishing up, there's a couple other questions I had for you because I know you guys are actively looking. I mean, if they were to come back with an offer that made sense for you guys and was a win-win for everybody, I mean, how soon would you guys be wanting to close? I know you still have to find a new place. So what kind of time frame do you think you'd be looking at?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'll say I hope to be having something sooner than later. I'd like to be thinking that, we get through all the holidays of Christmas and New Year that, that we should be closing on this whole deal. I mean, both have found a house or the one that we're really interested wants to negotiate. So, I would hope by, mid-January I could be closing with you guys if I can find this house.
Okay. All right. Got it. So, I mean, if
I'll say this, they come back and decide to take our offer, tomorrow and we're closing into December, then I'd want to be closing with you guys at the end of December.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Yeah, I know a lot of times, it's kind of hard, kind of teeing these things up to, make them coincide because that's obviously an up in the air thing. And I know, a lot of times when you're looking at homes, and it would be contingent on the sale of yours when, property's not listed or not under contract, it tends to make it harder to get your offers accepted and everything. I mean, just given everything, I mean, if they did like we wouldn't want to put you up against it either and just be like, oh, okay, well, we'll do a 30-day close or 45-day close, but then you end up needing more time. So, I mean, if we did like a 60 to 90-day close, you think that would be sufficient for you?
I think so. I mean,
Okay.
again, I hope they would be move quickly here, but
Yeah. Okay. All right. Got it. And, okay. Well, I'll tell you how the process works. Like if we do get an offer approved for the property today, once we do get a home approved and an offer is accepted, we sign a pretty basic agreement. It's written in third grade English, not to insult anybody's intelligence, but it's just easy to understand. You don't need a law degree for it. After that, within 48 to 72 hours, you would get a welcome call from the transaction coordinator, and she would line up for us to get photos of the property. She'll open up title and escrow. They'll make sure there's a clear title for closing. They'll order any payoffs for the existing loan and any liens and stuff like that. We'll schedule to do some walkthroughs and head to the closing table and get everything all squared away for you. Last thing that they wanted to know was if we did come up with a number that made sense for both of us, would you guys be ready to move forward with a purchase agreement today?
I mean, if that offer looks decent enough, yeah, I think we would.
Okay. All right, cool. Give me just another couple minutes. I'm going to check back there with them and see if there's anything else that they need and see where they're at.
All right, sounds good.
All right, be right back.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, you there?
I'm here.
All right, perfect, perfect. So, yeah, appreciate the patience here. All right, and so first things first, congratulations. The property was approved to be purchased. Now that's the good news. The bad news is I just don't really think it's going to make the most sense as a cash offer from us because I just don't think it's really going to end up being a win-win situation there for you. Just because of all like what has to happen for a cash transaction to be able to work and how we need to be able to add value and doesn't seem like there's really a ton that we can do there to add value to the home. There is a price that they'd be willing to buy it at, but it is a bit lower than where you were hoping to be at.
Okay.
All right. So, I mean, with that being said, I mean, for a cash offer, I mean, they're going to need to be, in the mid twos. And I know that's probably not going to work for you. However, I do actually have some really good news for you. So I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but we're a creative real estate company and we have a program that we've been doing this year that I was really hoping that I could get this property approved for. It's called our concierge service. And I didn't mention it earlier just because they are really selective on what properties they actually approve for this, just because it is pretty labor and resource intensive for us. Only about 1 out of 45 to 50 properties actually get approved for this. So I was pretty excited when they told me that this would actually meet the standards for this program. So basically how this works is just from doing so many transactions nationwide and specifically in Indianapolis, we have a really big network of realtors and other investors that we work with. And a certain percentage of the properties that come across our desk, they just don't fit our criteria, but they would be great for another investor that has just a different business model than us, or even somebody who plans on living there. And a lot of these investors, they're good at what they do. Like, we work with a lot of them that do like sober living facilities, assisted living facilities, Airbnbs, and other different types of long-term projects. And so they're really good at doing that. But quite frankly, what they suck at is finding and sourcing properties that make sense for them. They just don't enjoy the sales and marketing involved just because it is expensive and time consuming. I mean, we've been on the phone now for an hour, so you can imagine how much time it takes to find properties that work. Now, the way that this program works is we would effectively agree to a net number with you. We would still cover all of the closing costs, your side and ours. And if there was anything that was requested to be fixed or replaced by the end buyer, you wouldn't have to cover that. We would actually foot the bill to take care of that. And we would just simply resell our contract to that third party and we would earn our fee from the buyer. So essentially, the experience and the net result would be exactly the same as a cash offer. And just to be clear, we wouldn't be representing you as like a realtor or anything like that. We would just be reselling our contract. And I know most people don't really care how it is that we make our money as long as they get what they're expecting. But we would earn our fee from the buyer. We'd handle all the heavy lifting. You guys can sit back, just focus on finding the new place, collect the check, and you would get the convenience of a cash offer, but we could get a much higher price than what a lot of other investors would be able to pay. Does that make sense?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, so for this, when I went to them and just kind of hashed out the whole situation, they basically approved this particular property. They would be able to come in and offer you a net number, no concessions or anything, no, chargebacks or credits or anything like that, and no other fees at $290,000.
Well, let me ask you this. Is there a way that you can send that over to me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can put that together for you. And let me do this. Let's see here. Okay, what's your email address?
Chris Huff Indy. That's all one word. So it's CHRISHUFFINDY.
INDY
Yep, at gmail.com.
gmail.com. Okay. All right. Let me get this. Give me 1 second. Let me just run back there, make sure they have that. And you said it was just you that's on title, right?
Yep, that is correct.
Okay. Let's see here. And is it just, are you on title just as Christopher Huff?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. All right. Give me a second. I'm going to run back there. I'll be right back.
All right. Still doing that chicken tonight? Let's do it. Other choices.
And cheesy beef tortillas, Monterey Jack burgers, and root football.
Sounds good to you.
One card. They went over there. Does that come?
No, just not sure which one. Are you gonna be hungry for that? Probably not. Or maybe not.
All right, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. You have access to your email?
I do. I haven't seen anything pop up.
Okay, let me just send them a message, make sure it's sent. Mm, Yeah, it would be coming, it would say like Panda Doc, or it might just say my name, Christopher Deal.
Yep, nothing's come through yet.
Okay. Sometimes it takes just a moment. And then what I'll do, I'll just kind of review it with you. If you have any questions, you can get those answered and then go from there.
All right, it's up.
Perfect. Okay, so you got it opened up. It should just say purchase contract for real estate at the top.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So, so if we start on the first page, so this particular type of program, there's 3 different components to this agreement. So I'll review all 3 with you. So the first is the purchase contract for real estate. This is effectively a cash purchase agreement. If our buyer is going to bring cash, we just assign this cash purchase agreement over to them, and then they just pay us our fee. So I've got your name at the top there. Is that spelled correctly?
Yep.
Okay, and then our entity REI Made Easy Inc. And then the address, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and then the APN number, I don't expect you to remember off the top of your head, unless you're Rain Man. Let's see, description of property, it's as is, and just includes any fixtures that are already like built in and connected to the property. Total purchase price, $290,000. There's an earnest money deposit just to make it a legally binding contract, and then the balance at close of escrow. Section 1 is closing costs. You can see all the costs are paid in full by the buyer. Encumbrances, this is just pre-existing debt. And so that would include mortgage, liens, any unpaid utility bills, and that's pretty much it. And so that's paid in full by you. So title would work it out and pull that out of your total. Number 3 is tax proration. So in Indiana, as you're aware, you guys always pay last year's taxes. So there will be property taxes that are due most likely. Title will figure out exactly to the day how many days worth of the property taxes you should have paid for the year, and they'll prorate that and take that out of your proceeds as well. Close of escrow, be no later than 90 days, but as soon as practical. Earnest money is going to be held by the title company, which typically we're using either Monument or I believe Meridian in Indiana. And then the inspection period is concurrent with close of escrow. We have section 7 is continued access to the property. So obviously we just need to be able to access it to, do inspections, have, potential buyers come and take a look at it and do their inspections, our agents, things like that. Okay. At the bottom of page 1 and pretty much on just about every page, you'll see a block for initials. If you just click the button, then it'll allow you to apply your initials to it. And then we go.
What happened? You hung up on me.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh, okay. All right. Where'd I lose you?
Escrow.
Okay. So close of escrow.
You were saying Meridian Title would probably hold it or somebody else.
Yep. Yeah, either Monument or Meridian. And then close of escrow and inspection period run concurrently 90 days, no later than 90 days. So as soon as practical. And then section 7 is continued access to the property. Obviously, since we're not the end buyer, we just need to be able to have access to bring in our, investors and buyers, inspectors, agents, that type of thing. And then at the end of page 1 and on all pages, you'll see a block for initials. If you just tap on that, then it'll pull it up and you can either choose initial font that's already pre-existing, or you can choose to actually just like manually sign your initials. And then if you go to scroll down to the next page, occupancy of premise at close of escrow would be vacant. Section 9 is title documents. This is a normal transaction, so we're going to get a normal title insurance policy. Title delays and extensions. This is probably the rarest thing that ever happens, but in the event that there's not clear title by close of escrow, or there's issues that don't allow it to be insurable, just gives us the ability to extend close of escrow so that we can obtain clear title. Okay. 11, title insurance. I've never seen this happen since we've been here. If the title is not insurable, then obviously we can part ways. Section 12 basically is just saying you have the right to sell the property, you are who you say you are, and you're going to maintain the property up until close of escrow as it is today. And you know, any personal property left behind would end up being part of the property. Buyer disclosure. So one of the principal owners of the company is a licensed real estate agent in the state of California. However, we're not acting as a real estate agent, just the principal in this. Default by seller. Obviously, you guys want to move forward with the sale. Section 15 is default by the buyer. We want to move forward with the sale, so we're not going to default. You guys aren't going to default, but basically it's just limited to like specific performance. Section 16, because we are not the owners on title, we have to have a clause in there just stating that you're allowing us the right to market it to our end buyers and pre-market this property, and that could be out to our networks, including the MLS. Okay. Section 17 is memorandum of contract. Basically, we just notify the county that we are in contract with you for this particular property, so they have it recorded, and it just puts everybody on notice that we're entered into a contract. You'll see the next initial box at the bottom of page 2, and then if you scroll down to the third page, section 18 and 19 go along with the pre-marketing section. Okay, so 18 is assignability and novation. As I mentioned, if our buyer ends up coming in and says, nope, I'm going to buy it straight up cash money, then we can just assign that purchase agreement to them. If they come with some sort of loan, let's say it's a conventional FHA or VA, we can't assign a cash purchase agreement to them. So we do what's called novating, which just means it's just a fancy word for replacing the cash contract with a contract that allows for a loan. Okay, changes nothing for you. The net amount is still due to you exactly the way it is stated. And section 19 just states that we're entitled to anything above and beyond that net number we agreed to with you, which is the 290, which I know most people really don't care. You know, I always use this kind of extreme story, but it's like, you know, if we agreed to give you 290 and some buyer is like, I think there's $1 billion worth of oil hidden underneath this house and I'm going to give you $10 million for this property because of how much I think it's worth. As much as you might be upset that we got $10 million for your house, we gave you exactly what we agreed to, and you're happy with that, and we would get the difference. Well, the company would get the difference. I wouldn't see a dime of that, but you get the point. Section 20 is the agreement that you're seeing here is the agreement in full. There's no additional terms and conditions or any verbal agreements or anything like that. And if there were going to be any additional terms and conditions, those would be included in section 21, which we didn't really talk about any specific needs or any additional terms. So I didn't put anything there. And then at the bottom of that page, you'll have a section for a signature, a date, as well as initials at the bottom of that page. So that's the first component, which is the cash purchase agreement. Second component, as you scroll down to the next page, is authorization to sign listing documents. This just gives us the ability to market the property and sign listing agreements if we need to. And then The last set of pages is just 2 pages. It's the novation and indemnification agreement. This is basically just a set of instructions that we provide to escrow. So in the event that our buyer is going to come with a loan like a conventional VA or FHA, this just tells them exactly how to perform the transaction so that that buyer can use that loan. And you can see that in very close to the top, it still states that the purchase price that's due to you is $290,000. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. Well, let me ask this question. I'm sure you guys aren't working Friday, which I understand that. Unfortunately, I have to, but can I have a couple days to look this over and talk to the wife a little more about it and call you on Monday?
Yeah, so actually we will be in the office on Friday. I'll be here pretty much all day Friday. Unfortunately and unfortunately, I don't have to worry about getting dragged to Black Friday stuff. So so yeah, I'll be here all day Friday. So and they typically give a 48 hours on this. So yeah.
Well, let us talk about it tonight, and I will get back with you on Friday.
Okay. Is there a particular time of day Friday that generally works best for you?
Lunch is best, so that's 12 Eastern for me.
So 9 a.m. Pacific. Okay, let me just pop it on my calendar here so I have a reminder. Okay, I got it. Perfect. Any before I let you go, any questions or anything at all?
No, I think you've answered everything I needed. So
okay,
let's talk to her, and I'll chat with you on Friday.
Perfect. Sounds good. Looking forward to it. Have a great rest of your night and enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday.
You too.
Awesome. See you, Chris. Bye-bye. All right. So that went pretty well. I mean, you know, it's I think our numbers came in pretty solid for the novation. And I think we should get this one. He's got the 305 from Open Door, but they also already want a $12,000 concession, which puts it at 293. And they're also going to have other fees and stuff like that. So my guess is it's going to shake out to a lower number there. Yeah, and he needs more time and flexibility. And I don't think Open Door really provides a whole heck of a lot of that. So I think this one should be pretty much a done deal. So we'll see. And if we get this locked up on Friday, I think that'll be a contract every Friday this month. So we'll see what happens. But I got to jump off here. I got to jump on this other this Zoom here coming up. So appreciate you guys for following along. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, subscribe to the